get pressured, attacked, stalked, and hunted down for your own information. You get abused and re-victimized again by people who wanted to argue a back and forth this week like that fucking mattered. Okay, you had Stu Peters and Timothy Charles Homestead going back and forth, and nobody has even bothered. Not that I give a damn, and not that I understand that you guys are gonna be that selfish, but nobody has bothered to apologize for all the hell that has happened. But you guys were arguing back and forth, and in that meantime, we lost our home. You don't believe me? Here you go. What once was a full house, we were still paying rent on our house. What we were doing this whole time was moving everything because our house is gone. Our house is gone. This is the speaking out. What was our beautiful 3-bedroom acre home on 21225 Standing Rock Avenue, because everybody has the address, because organizations that were attached to Marx, Sawyer, and many other organizations decided to put out the address, my license plate to one of my cars, and many other of us. So here you go. You can have it, right? Because this is what happens when you speak out. This is what happens when you tell all the truth. This is what happens when you decided to stand up for the children, and when you understand that survivors don't just get to do a seminar, and when you understand that survivors don't just get to just be and then show up somewhere and talk and monetize everything that they're saying. When you realize that that's bullshit, then you will understand. Look at the tactics and pay attention.
Nobody expected 50 Cent to step into this mess the way he did. Not with jokes, not with slick captions, but with cold, unsettling proof that made people stop laughing and start paying attention. Late one night, while most of the internet was busy arguing over gossip, 50 dropped something that felt different. Screenshots, messages, timestamps, pieces that didn't look like clout chasing or internet noise. They looked like panic frozen in real time. And right in the middle of it all was Allie Carter, silent, unreachable, and possibly in danger. At first, fans thought it was another online stunt. You know how it goes.
Now I think a lot of people are not ready for someone to tell you that there are 3-4-year-olds that people take pride in sticking bars of children. I don't think people are going to be able to stomach the fact that people tie 2, 3, 4, 5-year-old children to horse stables and have horses and dogs them, and then they get off on that. I don't think people are going to be able to stomach the fact that people hang children upside down in satanic ritual abuse. Literally, by metal prongs, they hang them to get blood dripping out of them, and people go up under and like you're under a rainfall to take their blood. There are situations that I don't think people are ready for. We're not touching the seriousness of trafficking. Like the videos that I've made, the videos that I've started to make, this is not even touching. This is the gist of it, and I think so many people are quick to raise a sign and say adrenochrome, but you don't know what it means. You don't know why it's such a thing, why it's such a strong thing in trafficking, and what makes it so strong. What, you know that they're drinking children's blood, but you don't know what they're doing to those children.
Someone disappears for a few hours, rumors explode, and by morning, everything's back to normal. But this time, morning came and Allie was still gone. No posts, no lives, no check-ins. And then 50 Cent posted again. His tone had shifted. The jokes were gone. What replaced them was something heavier, something urgent. And that's when people started asking the question nobody wanted to say out loud. What if this wasn't drama? What if Allie Carter had really been taken? Allie didn't just appear out of nowhere. Her name had been floating around for a while, especially in circles that talk about industry secrets, uncomfortable truths, and the dark side of fame. She wasn't polished. She wasn't media trained. She spoke the way hurt people speak, fast, emotional, sometimes messy, but always intense.
Watching an episode called Pig Night, when I went, they tried to feed us. And I remember it because
when
Pig
you
night.
have to do
Say what?
orders, jobs like that, you don't eat. You're not allowed to eat. You actually have to like starve yourself, because when you have to do those type of jobs, you can't eat because you will throw up. What happens? Your parents will get mad at you, really mad at you. And if that is a fetish for someone, they use that to their advantage. So if you throw up on someone, you will have to eat it. If you someone, you will have to lay in it. Celebrities that are a constant visit.
That's why some folks dismissed her early on. They said she was unstable. They said she was exaggerating. They said she was chasing attention. But Allie kept talking anyway. She talked about power, about fear, about being watched. She talked about how once you say certain things out loud, you don't get to go back to being invisible. Her followers watched her change in real time. The confidence gave way to anxiety. The laughter turned into warnings. She started mentioning cars she didn't recognize, phone calls that went silent, messages that disappeared. Still, most people shrugged it off until she started naming names. And that's when the temperature changed.
I did my best to put on a good face. I tried to say all the right things. I tried not to compromise everybody. I tried. And guess what?
At what moment did it not work? Like, were you like, man?
Sitting with my son's corpse. For what was the question that loomed about my mind? For what? But see, when Allie Carter came back and, also addressed it, now that's just dead. I did my best to put on a good face. I tried to say all the right things. I tried not to compromise everybody. I tried.
Behind the scenes, Allie's world was getting smaller. Friends backed away. Lives got cut short. Posts vanished without explanation. She would promise to come back online, then disappear for days. When she did return, she looked tired. Not influencer tired, scared tired. Like someone who hadn't slept because sleep didn't feel safe anymore.
Every time I've been arrested for something that I didn't do, and yet nobody said, but did he get arrested finally and get the book ready to be thrown at his very, very, very dance? Y'all watch me get arrested there just for bringing Gene Deal to town.
She said she was documenting everything. She said if something happened to her, the proof was already out there. That alone made people nervous, because folks who talk like that usually aren't playing. 50 Cent had been watching from a distance. He didn't jump in right away. At first, it was just reposts, a comment here, a raised eyebrow there. That's his style. But what people didn't realize was that Allie had reached out privately, multiple times. According to 50, the messages weren't random. They were specific. Locations, times, warnings. She told him she felt like she was being moved, not followed. That's a huge difference. Being followed means you're still in control of where you go. Being moved means someone else is steering. The last message she sent him was short. No long explanation, no rant, just fear packed into a few words. If I go quiet, something is wrong. After that, nothing. This is where the story turns dark.
And I'll never forget the day when they breached the house. And I left. Back in that moment, Cat was still wearing Kevlar to bed. I would get in bed with him at night and he would have Kevlar on in bed.
Hours passed, then a full day. Allie's accounts stayed frozen. No activity, no signs of life. Fans started blowing up her comments, tagging friends, asking questions. Silence. Then 50 Cent posted what he called receipts. Not rumors, not opinions. Screenshots showing Allie saying she wasn't where she was supposed to be. Audio clips where her voice sounded strained, rushed, like she couldn't speak freely. What nobody expected was the location data. According to what 50 shared, Allie's phone pinged in places she never mentioned going to, areas she had warned she would avoid, and the timestamps didn't add up with her last public appearance. That's when people stopped arguing about whether she was lying and started wondering who had access to her. But here's the twist. What really shook people wasn't the proof itself, it was 50's reaction. This is a man who built a career off trolling danger. He laughs at lawsuits, he jokes about beef. Yet in his posts, he wasn't cracking jokes. He was telling people to screenshot everything, to save links, to remember names. That's not entertainment behavior. That's someone who thinks things could get erased. As the internet caught fire, old clips of Allie resurfaced, moments where she said she felt like she was running out of time, where she warned that the industry doesn't argue with people, it removes them. Suddenly, those words didn't sound dramatic, they sounded prophetic. People close to Allie started speaking out carefully. Nobody wanted to say too much. Nobody wanted to be the next target. One friend claimed Allie had planned to meet someone she trusted, then never showed up. Another said her phone rang but nobody answered, just breathing on the line before it disconnected. And then came the most chilling detail, a short video Allie had recorded days earlier but never posted. In it, she said if she disappeared, it wouldn't be by choice, that she loved her supporters, that she hoped she was wrong about everything. Watching that clip after she vanished felt like a punch to the chest. Families don't prepare for this kind of fear. Allie's loved ones weren't dealing with headlines, they were dealing with uncertainty, the kind that eats at you every minute. Not knowing where someone is, not knowing who to trust, not knowing if every ring of the phone will bring relief or devastation. Careers don't prepare for this either. Allie wasn't backed by a big label or a powerful team. She was exposed, alone. That's part of why people think she was vulnerable. When you don't have protection, you become easier to silence. As the pressure grew, 50 Cent didn't back down. He doubled down. He said too many coincidences lined up, too many warnings came true. He reminded people that this industry has a long history of pretending things don't happen until it's too late. He didn't say who he thought was responsible. That silence spoke volumes. Instead, he focused on one thing: visibility. He told people to keep Allie's name trending, to stop letting stories fade after 2 days, because fading is how people get forgotten, and forgotten is dangerous. What nobody expected was how many others came forward afterward. Quiet messages, anonymous tips, people saying Allie wasn't the first to vanish after speaking too loudly, stories that never made the news, lives that just stopped updating. Suddenly, this wasn't about one woman anymore. It was about a pattern. The emotional weight of that realization hit hard. Fans weren't just worried, they were angry. Angry that warning signs are always called crazy until they come true. Angry that speaking up seems to come with a price tag nobody should have to pay. And in the middle of that anger was fear. Because if Allie could disappear with proof already out there, what does that say about power? As days passed, hope and dread battled each other online. Every rumor sparked panic. Every unverified update raised blood pressure. People analyzed shadows in photos, background noises in clips, anything that could mean Allie was still alive and fighting. Through it all, 50 stayed steady. He didn't oversell, he didn't tease updates. He shared what he had and told people to stay alert. That restraint made it scarier because it felt real. The truth is, whether every detail turns out exactly as claimed or not, something is deeply wrong when a woman predicts her own disappearance and then goes silent. That alone deserves attention. That alone deserves protection. This story forces a hard question. Why do we wait for proof of harm instead of listening to fear? Why do we only believe people after they're gone? If Allie comes back, this won't just be a close call, it will be a warning. And if she doesn't, it will be an indictment of how quickly we scroll past cries for help. So here's where we are now. A powerful rapper saying the quiet part out loud, a woman missing after sounding the alarm, an industry pretending nothing unusual is happening, and an audience left to decide whether to keep watching or to start remembering. Because sometimes the scariest stories aren't the ones with neat endings, they're the ones still unfolding right in front of us.